All right, now that is wicked. Look at that. Alright guys, so I got the underneath of the floor all welded up. I grinded it a bit, but I'll still have to grind a little bit more. I'll do that off camera. And you can see that the tunnel is massive. The engine's going to be like halfway in the cab. That's going to be super cool. And the transmission tunnel going all the way down. I think the floor looks really good. I'm going to spot weld the firewall to the cab. I already drilled all the holes. Now that the floor is ready to go, I'm going to set it on the cab, and then I can find my wheelbase so that we can start fitting the fenders, fitting the rear quarter panels, and then after everything is set in place, then I can start figuring out my 4-link. Alright, so the cab is on. I'm going to square everything off, then I'll start putting on some fenders. You can see that I already cut this fender so that the wheel fits in the arch. I'm going to modify the other one so that it looks just like this one. This is the piece from the old fender that I already cut off. I'm just going to use it as a template to cut off the new one. Flip it around. I'll mark that down. Alright, now that is wicked. Look at that. That's exactly the stance I want the truck to have. It'll be nice and aggressive, and it just looks like it comes right off of a NASCAR track. I'll just walk around to show you guys all the angles so you can see. Box is 8 inches shorter than a short wheelbase. With the front wheels moved forward, it looks proportionate. I know some of you guys may be thinking, how could I cut up a nice C10 like that? But you have to watch my previous videos, because when I picked this truck up, there was nothing left. It was just basically the idea of a C10 there. The way I'm fixing it up now is the only way this truck would ever see the road again. It's giving the truck a new life and a second chance to be back on the road, so I think it's a win-win. I'm gonna grab my Crown Vic rear end, I'll put it outside, and I'm gonna start knocking off all the old brackets that were already on it, because with my custom 4-link that I'm setting up, I'm gonna make some new brackets, move them around. I'll have to figure that out. I just knocked off all the brackets off the Crown Vic rear end. It was quite a job to remove those, a lot of grinding, but it's done now, ready for some new brackets. So what I'm doing right now is just getting ready to install this pipe in the frame where it's gonna hold my 4-link in place. But first, before doing that, I'm gonna make an inner frame plate that's gonna basically just box in my frame. It'll make everything really strong, and then I'll be ready to mount my bracket for the 4-link. And as always, I'm gonna use some cardboard to make my template for that inner frame plate. I made this marking on the frame. This is where my mounting bracket is going to be located to hold my 4 links. This is the exact same height as my rear end. That's just because I want my 4 links to be pretty much horizontal at ride height. The pipe's going to be cut right inside the frame here because my drive shaft's going to go through here and the pipe would be in the way if I'd leave it. So it's going to be cut right inside the frame, and then my mounting brackets for my 4 links is going to be attached right on this outside piece of pipe. I have to mark my inner frame plates so that I can make a hole in those so that the pipe can go through. So I got the pipe in place. You can see it overhangs on each side. That's where my bracket for the 4 link is going to be. And the inner frame plate is in as well. Looks pretty good. That's all going to be welded properly, and that'll be super strong. Next video, I'll show you the process of my plan for this suspension. And I also just picked up these nice heavy duty Heim joints. They're probably too big for what I need, but it'll look cool and I know it won't break.